Breaking news here on WRAL. A gunman opens fire in Cameron Village in Raleigh, killing a woman. Numerous schools in the area are on lockdown.
Here's a look at the man Raleigh police want to talk to. Live team coverage is headed your way.
And a local university plans to honor the memory of a slain student as police search for a suspect. We are live with the latest on the Faith Hedgepeth death investigation. Good afternoon, everyone. I'm Bill Leslie.
And I'm Michelle Marsh. Thanks for joining us. We begin this noon with breaking news in Raleigh. One woman is dead after a gunman opens fire in a parking lot in Cameron Village.
Yes, here's a look at the area. It happened about 9:30 in Cameron Village in the 400 block of Daniel Street. We have a live view from Sky 5 as police comb the area, searching the area for clues. Police officers and K-9 units swarm the scene moments after the first 911 call came in shortly after 9:30. As a precaution, a number of schools are on lockdown right now. Let's take a look at that list. They are Broughton High School, Daniels Middle, Explorers Middle, Hope Elementary Charter, Martin Middle, Lacey Elementary, Partnership Elementary, Raleigh Charter, and Underwood Magnet, all on lockdown as a result of this shooting and the search for a suspect.
And here's a look at the man Raleigh police want to talk to about this morning's shooting. He's in his early 40s and may be wearing khaki trousers and a dark colored shirt. He stands about 5 feet 9 inches tall and weighs about 220 pounds. We have live team coverage. WRAL's Kevin Holmes will have the latest on the search for the gunman, but we begin with Sloan Heffernan. Sloan, exactly what do we know so far?
Well, Michelle, obviously this type of crime happens, but it doesn't usually happen in a place like this. We are in Cameron Village right now, an upscale shopping area in Raleigh, and you can see the crime scene tape behind me. You may be able to see the blue tarp. Behind that blue tarp is where a woman was shot to death this morning in broad daylight on a Monday morning. Folks who witnessed what happened, they are simply shocked. They cannot believe that this happened here. Investigators on the scene all morning long talking to witnesses. This all happened in front of the Pier 1 Imports. And if you look to the left, witnesses say that the suspect ran from that location and then passed the Pier 1, past the Ann Taylor, and took the corner at Uniquities, and he was last seen running in that direction. I spoke with one individual who was here this morning at around 9:30 having breakfast outside because it's such a beautiful day when he heard what happened.
Suddenly, I heard like, I think 6 or 7, what I thought shots, and then I thought, oh, it must be like construction, noise. But it was like bam, 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 and then maybe 7. And I just couldn't imagine that it was, really a gun. And there were.
We want to show you a picture again of the person of interest that police are looking for this afternoon. They are considering him armed and dangerous. They have not released his name, but what we do know is that he is in his early 40s and that he was last seen wearing khaki pants and a dark colored shirt. He stands about 5 feet 9 inches tall and weighs about 220 pounds. If you see this individual, please call police immediately. We just spoke to the management here at Cameron Village, and they explained to us that at least one business was damaged in this shooting. Across the way, there is a jewelry store, and the windows were shattered there. Businesses here do not open until 10 o'clock on Monday, so from what we understand, no one was inside and no one else was injured other than the woman. We don't have many details about the victim right now. We're still working to get more information on her, but what we can tell you about Cameron Village is that they are open for business, with the exception of these businesses that are behind the police line. The manager says he regrets that this happened. He says that they do have security, but security can't be everywhere all the time. They do not have surveillance cameras, so there's not a chance that any of this was caught on surveillance. We will continue to follow this developing story and bring you the very latest as we get it.
Sloan, you saw the scene where the shooting occurred. How far away is that jewelry store that was damaged by the gunfire?
Yeah. I can show you, Bill. You see the tarp behind me? There is a police tarp, and that is where the woman was shot. If photojournalist Ed Wilson would pan to the right, there is a stairway just across the parking lot you might be able to see, and that is where the jewelry store was at. And as you heard from that witness, he heard between 6 and 10 shots this morning. So at least one of those bullets went right across the parking lot and into that business. Luckily, no one was
I
inside
was
that
going to
we're aware
say,
of at the time.
a lot of other people could have been hurt, maybe if it had been a little bit later in the morning with more shoppers out there. Sloan Heffernan live at the scene of the crime at Cameron Village, again in the 400 block of Daniels Street.
And that's somewhere we all go to quite often. So to see this kind of scene there, quite surprising for those who were in that area and those just hearing of the news at this time. Now, there is a list of schools that are on lockdown, and it continues to grow. That list includes St. Mary's, East Cary Middle, Morrisville Elementary, Fred A. Olds Elementary. Those schools are also on lockdown.
Yeah, we've had a number of schools affected beginning about 9:40 this morning. Again, police officers are scouring the area looking for the suspect, and the area has grown as the morning has grown a little bit older. There were conflicting reports about what this man looked like, his appearance. We got a number of different descriptions into our newsroom. WRAL's Kevin Holmes joins us live near the scene where canine units have been trying to track the man's scent. Bring us up to date if you would, Kevin.
Bill, we're here on Daniel Street. In fact, Daniel Street dead ends into Cameron Village to the south. People who live in this area say they saw a man matching that description running north on Daniel shortly after the shooting. Police continue to canvass this area as we speak this noon hour. Where we're standing right now, a short while ago, there was a heavy concentration of police cars after the possible spotting. Officers sprang into action with dogs, a SWAT team. They had several safety equipment, a lot of safety equipment with them. We're in a quiet residential area. Several people were here walking their dogs even when we pulled up, and they saw a man, they say, match that description. He was kind of walking, then running, but he looked very odd and out of place here. About a dozen schools are on lockdown. Neighbors are on edge as well, especially after some coming so close to who may have been the shooter.
I was walking the dog, and there was a guy. He was half running, half walking down Daniel Street, and I thought it was weird. I actually was watching him thinking why I didn't understand why he was walking like that. And then my neighbor had another neighbor who was down at Cameron Village, who was down there when it happened, and said that this guy was wearing khaki shorts and a blue t-shirt, which is exactly what this guy was wearing. So I just thought it looked really strange.
And that is the description police have released. A man about 5'9", 220 pounds with khaki trousers and a dark shirt. Folks who live in the area tell me that shirt was somewhat bluish. Again, police are still in this area. We've seen several squad cars drive by within the last 5 minutes searching for the person, as well as there's several dogs in the area as well. Bill, Michelle?
Kevin, are they urging people to stay indoors, people that live in that area?
Well, the schools are on lockdown. However, Michelle, we've seen several people still come out and about, some with their dogs. Talked much to folks who live in this area, but obviously they're telling everyone to be cautious.
All right, Kevin Holmes live following the search for that suspect, person of interest in the shooting this morning, a fatal shooting at Cameron Village in Raleigh, just outside Pier 1 Imports. Kevin, thank you. And
we will continue to follow this story throughout the hour and bring you new information as we get it. You can check for updates anytime on WRAL.com.